Thưa quý khán giả của Viet News USA, sống ở Hoa Kỳ, nơi được mệnh danh là thiên đàng trên đất, với sự kết hợp của các giống dân cùng chung sống và chia sẻ các ngôn ngữ, văn hóa, đem lại một sự kết hợp hùng mạnh khó có đất nước nào có thể sánh bằng. Tìm hiểu thêm về các cộng đồng bạn qua những con người thật, việc thật, cũng sẽ giúp chúng ta biết thêm được nhiều cái hay, cái quý đáng học hỏi. Chương trình song ngữ, cuộc sống quanh ta, với các khách mời là những doanh nhân, nghệ sĩ, thương gia, chính trị gia, sẽ đem đến cho chúng ta nhiều bất ngờ thú vị. Chương trình được sử dụng với 2 ngôn ngữ, tiếng Anh và tiếng Việt, và với sự điều phối thật linh động lưu loát của cô hướng dẫn chương trình xinh đẹp và tài giỏi của tiểu bang Arizona, Stephane Mộng Tuyệt, sẽ giúp các bạn trẻ thêm sự gần gũi với cộng đồng Việt Nam và cũng như những người khán giả của Viet News USA biết thêm được nhiều thông tin cuộc sống xung quanh ta. Trọng Phúc chào đón quý khán giả đến với chương trình của Viet News USA, một chương trình thiết thực cho mọi gia đình. Cảm ơn quý khán giả đã luôn ủng hộ các chương trình của Viet News USA và đặc biệt là chương trình song ngữ cuộc sống quanh ta. Chương trình nằm nối kết các thế hệ với nhau bằng một chương trình song ngữ. Ngoài ra, chương trình còn tạo điều kiện để chúng ta cùng tìm hiểu về những cộng đồng bạn, những văn hóa, phong tục, tập quán, cùng những thành công, những gương tốt để chúng ta cùng thêm sự hiểu biết và cùng hòa nhập trong cuộc sống tại Hợp Trung Quốc Hoa Kỳ.
And hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the storytellings of folks who live around us. We're glad to be back with Pastor Martin, who has been nice enough to sit here through the many interviews to translate so that we can hear fully the stories of the new African community members. I'm Tiffany Nguyen, and this show is produced by David Pham. Once again, you're watching Viet News USA, part of the series about the African refugees in Arizona. So, Pastor Martin, I think with Stephen here, and we'll invite him to speak in a little bit, you know, it's the same hope. It definitely sounds like coming to the U.S. is absolutely a good thing.
Aravuga ati ahangaha Stephane kuza muri Amerika cyakubera ikintu cyiza. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Could you briefly tell your journey from your homeland to the United States?
Noneho wabwire inkuru yawe kuva iwanyu mu rugo mu nkambi no kuza hano muri Amerika.
Inkuru yanjye navutse mu muryango tumeze neza.
Grow up in the family, we were happy family.
Igihe kigeze intambara ituza.
Then the war came from Norway.
Baraturasa bica bo mu muryango, bica mukuru wanjye.
Killed the people in the family, my big brother.
Barabica barabona.
In the family, they finished the entire family.
Ndarokoka.
I was the one who survived from that killings, then I fled to Uganda.
Ahubwo gusa nuko bigarutsemo nkabitekereza umutima pressure izamuka nyine kuri ibyo nanyuze.
When I think about it, I face high blood pressure, so that's why I don't want to think about it.
Kugiye kirajya tuhungira mu Uganda.
We flee to Uganda.
Tuvuye Kongo aho bita Masisi.
From Congo, Masisi area.
Ubwo tugeze mu Uganda tujya mu nkambi tubona umutekano.
The refugee camp, we could see peace in the refugee camp.
Nubwo inzara yabaga ari nyinshi ariko twabonye umutekano.
Even if we couldn't get something to eat, but still we got peace. We can know that you're going to survive.
Kuko amahirwe y'Imana mbona Imana iranzanyikishije igihugu cya Amerika.
By grace of God, I found myself here in America.
Tubona umutekano.
Peace is in America.
Turarya.
We ate food.
Turanywa.
Drink.
Tukaryama tugasinzira.
And they get sleep.
Ibyo byaratunejeje. Mbega bitwibagiza.
It was a good news then until we forget what we faced in Africa.
Rero kugeza isa gusa ikibazo mfite.
For now, the challenge I have
ni cy'ubuzima bwanjye.
It's for my health.
ubumuga
I'm now
bwa puresha,
whole. I have pressure,
kutabona
can't see well,
umugongo.
the back.
Noneho ngo ubu ikibazo ngize muri ino minsi ni uko umudamu arakora ari umwe,
The only problem I have,
ubufaranga akorera abwishyura ntitugire akantu tugura mu nzu. Arakora mu minsi 14, akoramo iminsi 7.
in 14 days, my wife can work 7 days.
Ubwo akoreye abwishyura ntitubona yo kugura amazi, ntitubona yo kugura ibikoropesho cyangwa se gusukura mu nzu, isabune.
Yeah, the money she get there, just pay the rent, then we cannot get like home supplies, soaps and stuff.
Kwishyura inzu byatubereye
Now
ikibazo.
the rent is a big challenge.
Noneho nanjye nkiruka mvuga ngo nubwo ndi ikimuga nshaka akazi, ariko n'akazi narakabuze kugira ngo wenda mbe nabona akazi ntashobora ngo nkore.
I'm trying to go up and down looking for the job, even if I'm not feeling good, but can still work, but there is no job.
Nkiruka nkajya ku ma office nababwira nti ni mu Nyambe munshakira ahantu mwambonera akazi ngo
Ask
nkore,
them if they can
nabyo byaba
apply for me to get a job where I can
kugira ngo
get
tubone amafaranga yo
income,
kwishyura inzu, tubone nayo
get the
yadufasha.
rent, and see how we
Ibyo
can
ni byo
help
byaba.
ourselves.
Nicyo kibazo muri make ubu
That's
dufite.
the only challenge
Ntabwo ndi
I
kujya
have.
kuryama nkavuga ngo ese umugore narwara noneho akabura yo kwishyura inzu,
Now,
baratujugunya ku muhanda.
now the worries I have is if my wife gets sick, we're gonna find ourselves homeless outside.
Tuzajya ku muhanda
We'll be homeless outside.
nicyo kibazo dufite.
That's the only problem I
Ariko
have.
ahandi turashima Imana kubera ko turyamye muri
Other
Amerika.
things, we thank God that we are sleeping in America.
Turyama mu nzu nziza,
The house is
mu
good,
matara,
the sea lights,
tukanezerwa.
we're happy.
Ariko ikibazo ubwo turikaga ko tugiye kwabahumuriza.
The only challenge the only challenge we have is a job. We don't get a job. Then when it's at the end of the month,
Yeah.
it has started.
Absolutely, I can relate to that. As an immigrant ourselves, and so is David here. We lived through those areas, but I will have to say it was probably a lot easier during our time. We were new here. We're in the late 80s to 90s. At that time, the U.S. just opened a lot of resources, a lot of helpful people. Now, many years later, I think some of the resources have run dry. So that I can understand that it's much harder for the new immigrants to make life here.
Muri za 80 muri za 90 leta yatangaga amafaranga ikaha abana amahirwe menshi cyane, ariko ubu ngubu amafaranga yabaye make cyane.
Ubufasha bw'amafaranga ntabwo bakimpa, cyakora maze nagiye kuri DS mbaturira ikibazo mfite, arambwira bati cyo tukwemereye, bati tugiye kongera kutuguha ibyo kurya byo barabimpaye.
So I went to the DS telling them we don't have enough income, there's no food. Then they said to me that they will give me food assistance. That for that, I thank the government for that.
Okay. And as once again we ask for the viewers' support. If this is your first time catching the show, the African community, is the new immigrants here, are in need of if you have food, rice, basic necessities like clothes, toys, shoes, socks, bicycle. These are all the things that the community can use. In the location to drop off is Dr. Sun Vu's office, which we're gonna run the address so that you can drop off these donations. But beyond that, I think certain things like Pastor Martin and us have been discussing, there's also a job. a way for them to make a living rather than, the community continue to support. So they actually want to work. If you have jobs, if you have opportunities, even training to help them to get jobs, those are all very much welcome. And I know that Pastor Martin is a prominent member of the community. He can be the connections. He also helps translate, and he's more than, I think, has done his share to make sure that the refugees here have a good start to their life in the U.S. But our understanding is that the community, there's just a lot of refugees, immigrants that come here lately in the last couple of months, and it's getting much harder for Pastor Martin to continue to provide all support like he used to.
Yeah, I can say that if they know where they're hiring, they can send us the link, places where they're hiring. Then the issue is they don't communicate, but the handiwork is good. They can do it.
Right. There is a language barrier, but handiwork, really strong, capable individuals that can help. I think you mentioned yard work. You mentioned if there's fast food restaurant work, basically cleaning hotels or household cleanings. I think those are all good, jobs. And I think when people
car wash
as well. So yeah, just willing to do anything to be self-sustained. So this is what I'm hearing. Pastor Martin, it seems like the last couple of cases I hear, the woman seems to have a better chance of getting jobs. Do you have an observation on why that might be the case?
So for these people who are coming, in Africa we have a lot of kids. You can find a family of 13 kids. All those kids are so young, and the mom, she need to cook for them, wait for them until they get off school. Some they are still babies, they need diapers and stuff. So it's hard. We were suggesting if we can get help, like a place where they can leave those kids,
Okay.
like after school program.
Gotcha.
And then when the dad comes from work, he can go and get those kids. Because if the mom can get a job, if she got a job, there's nowhere to leave the kids.
I see.
Yeah, they come home in different time. But if there's like an after school program where they can drop the kids, yeah, if like daycare, those little kids, yeah, it's gonna be very, very helpful for those kids to be safe, because you cannot leave the kids in the house when they're little. That's the challenges. Those are the problems they're facing now. Like dad can go work, and when that comes, the mom can go work too. But sometimes it's hard. There's nowhere to leave those kids for at least 3 hours, 4 hours, because dad, when he comes, because when they go to work, they do like 3 hours. 3 hours going because of getting bus.
I see.
Yeah.
So transportation is also a problem, a challenge to overcome. I see.
Yeah.
So what do you do to help you with some of the activities, the additional work with many more family come-ins here? Have you gotten additional help to help you, since the number of family needing help and moving to Arizona has increased significantly?
So for like we try to go back to home. Sometimes when these new refugees are coming, they don't give them food stamp right away.
I see.
So that we always collect some rice, and some vegetables, and go see them, give to them when they are still waiting for the food stamp to be approved. Yeah. Give them water, eggs, bread, some diapers, because when they come with kids,
need a lot of diapers.
They need a lot of diapers.
Yeah.
and to help them to connect with clinic where they can get like these vaccinations, where they can get support with translation, because when they go to the clinics, they don't see people who can translate for them. Yeah, but Dr. Vu, she's always there helping them.
Yes.
Yeah, with transportation, connect them to. She hired even people to the people who speaks their language to go get them from home to the clinic for those fast needs of like screening, health screening. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So practical help is still a big thing.
Yeah.
If we can provide, as we've already mentioned, rice, vegetables, eggs, diapers, clothes,
Great,
toys.
yeah.
Those are very much
Yeah,
needed
some they
right now.
come naked, so the clothing, shoes, to go to school.
Yes.
Yeah, those. She tried to update the vaccines and treat them to make sure there's no worms in the womb. Then they can go to school without contaminating other kids. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great thing she's doing, and we're happy for that. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, and she understands them very well, because other places they don't understand. You know, it's a big story. Yeah, because she doesn't discriminate them. That's what I've seen. She doesn't have a discrimination. Yeah, she'll take even her car and go see them, put them in the car.
Well, she's definitely one of the persons that we look up to. Does a lot for the community, and through the series here, it's also enlightened us on how much Dr. Sun Vu and her clinic has contributed to especially the African community.
Yeah,
I'm very happy.
She always provide the milk for the babies when they are coming. Yeah, help them with milk, bottles. When they come here, she give them diapers, and they are happy. She has a big heart to help.
Very good.
Yeah. She visits them too. She goes to their houses and see what they need. Then she helps them.
Perfect.
That's why you're gonna see a lot of refugees coming to her clinic because of her big heart with Dr. Yeah.
Good. So I know we've talked about it before, but maybe one last question for Stephane here. Can you just tell our audience here who may be watching this for the first time, what do you get? What does the U.S. government or any U.S.-based agency help you when you first arrive in the United States?
None ngo iyo uje ari ubwa mbere ukiza hano muri Amerika, leta igufasha iki? Ariya agence bakesi bakabafasha
Chesoka igihe cyo mfashije nabonye yampaye isimu ariko ubu barayifunze.
So what she said, that they gave him a phone.
A phone.
A phone to be able to communicate. But the phone doesn't work anymore.
Oh, no.
Because they gave them a phone for Yari Mezangai. So the phone they pay like a first month, second month, then after 2 months you have to figure it out.
Okay, so about 2 months with phone services.
Yeah.
You get food stamps.
We don't need food stamp.
Bahise bampa food stamp ibyo kurya nyine
Yaje imashini n'igihe kingana.
hashize hafi amezi abiri.
They get food stamp after 2 months.
2 months.
Ubwo
After 2 months now they approved for the food stamp.
baduhaye n'ubufasha bw'amafaranga amezi 3 bampa 7,700 700 bayaduhaye amezi 3.
Then
bayafunga.
they gave him $700 for 3 months.
$700 to spend
For 3
within
months.
3 months. Yeah.
Barayafunze.
Then they
icyo bongeye kungaruzaho ni ibiryo ubu barabuze bati kwa kane
didn't
n'ukwa
after 3
gatanu
months no more.
tugiye kuguha ibiryo
Then
ariko turafunga mu kwa gatanu.
Then they told him that we're gonna give you food for 2 months. Then after 2 months, you have to figure out by your own.
rero kutamenya uruzungu ajya kuri ofisi ngo ni munyambe munshakira akazi munyambe wapa akazi ubona arakabuze
Because of lack of English language barrier, I always go at the office crying, can you please help me to apply for a job? Up to now, I don't have a job for
tumaze
for 6 months without a job.
Oh, wow.
ubwo ni ukuvuga nimbura akazi umugore akarwara ntugihita batujugunya ku muhanda.
So if my wife gets sick and I don't have a job, we will be outside.
Yeah, understood. Now, having said all of those, you have 2 kids. One is 13 and the other is 20. What do you hope that they will achieve in their life that makes this whole journey, this whole thing, everything that you're experiencing now, worth it?
Ufite umwana umwe ufite imyaka 13 undi afite 20. None wumva bazagera kuki? Icyumviro cyawe umutekereza.
Icyumviro cyanjye
Wumva bazagera kuki, bazigeza kuki?
icyo bazigezaho nitubona akazi natwe tuzaba abazungu. Tubonye akazi natwe tuzaba abazungu, ufite amafaranga n'ibyo kurya n'ubuki.
Yeah, I hope
tubonye akazi
if I
kandi
get a job,
baracyari bato bo bazabona akazi.
those are so young, I know they will go to school, then get a job and be okay like other Americans. And be like other Americans because they will make money, then they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And they will be like Americans, other Americans.
Well, I think one of the beautiful things about coming here as a kid, 13 and 20, very young in life, they will pick up the languages so quickly. They will get, they will be part of the community. They will make something out of themselves for sure.
Urumva rero nk'abana bakiri bato bazafata ururimi, bazavuga icyongereza, bazayivuga, hanyuma bazibeshaho,
bo bazibeshaho bakire bagure n'indege bajye bagendera muri.
My hope, I know they will catch up, and then they will make good money and they live like Americans. Probably they will buy airplanes.
Well, if it helps, David and I were in that shoe, so I believe we made it. I believe your kids will make it too. So something to dream, something to look forward to.
Nawe bari mu nkweto zawe, icyo nicyo cyumviro nabo bafite, wumva ko bari abana bazabaho neza.
Very well. Stephen, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Stephane, urakoze cyane kutubwira inkuru yawe.
Murakoze namwe.
Thank you so much.
Kwa mutuganirije.
Thank you so much to give us this time.
Mwenye kwa muganga bajya bantegeka ngo njye ahantu banganirize, njye ahantu nseke ngo kugira ngo ubuzima bwanjye bugaruke.
Because of my pressure, they always tell me that
ubwo muranejeje kubera ko byine tuganiriye.
Talk and share your story.
Yes, it's
feel
very
good.
important.
It's love.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel good and comfortable today.
Wonderful. We love to hear that. And despite everything that we've heard, I think I still hear a lot of hope in Stephen's voice and the way he is and how he's appreciating everything that he has currently.
Rero aranezero kubona yumva ko ufite umunezero kandi ufite ibyiringiro ko ibintu bizagenda neza.
Ko tutabona akazi n'ibibazo.
Yeah.
Nito tutabona n'amafaranga yo kwishyura inzu n'ibibazo.
The only challenge is the job, to get a job and to pay the rent. That's the only challenge. So those are the 2 things bothering me.
Nito tutabona akazi.
If you don't get a job, we'll be outside.
Nito umugore natabona amafaranga yo kwishyura.
If you don't get the money to pay rent, is going to be hard.
Absolutely. That is something that's on everybody's mind when that's... Yeah. Well, to our audience, thank you again for your time today, watching another episode, another story of an African community member who's just arrived from the refugee camps not long ago. There is a lot of support that you personally can provide. Everything that we think is within our reach, but actually, would be so meaningful to the new immigrants. So again, we'll run the numbers, the locations where you can drop off any of your donations. as well as any other support such as job training, given jobs, and so on. We welcome all of the support. Thank you again, Pastor Martin. Thank you, Stephen, for your
Hello,
time.
Stephen, urakoze cyane. Yeah.
namwe murakoze cyane.
Thank you so much.
Imana ibahe umugisha.
May God bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Tuzabona ikindi.
Well, hey everyone. We've done about 10 plus episodes for the African immigrants who arrived from refugee camps to Arizona. And through this series, we've learned quite a bit about the community, about where they came from, and especially the current challenges that I deeply believe that each and every one can lend a helping hand. We've heard stories of the wars. We've heard stories of many of the family team members were killed during the war for no reasons. We've heard of the long journey, the many years that these team members have to stay in the refugee camps, up to 20, 30 years. And then ultimately the opportunity to live in the United States. Big dream come true for everybody. At first, the United States is a place to be, and through many stories, it is still the place to be. However, there are some challenges in between that I'll help to summarize. So once again, calling out for help, for any support. We do know that the community, the new members that just arrived here, do need help with basic necessities, including rice, beans, vegetables, eggs. They also need clothing, socks, toys for the kids. Any transportations, including bicycle, are more than welcome. On top of that, they also need job. They love to work. They love to self-help. But with the language barrier, as well as the training is not yet received, it's very tough for the community members to find jobs. And that's where we can also help. If you're in a position to offer jobs, or in a position to point the community to where they can do jobs or get obtained to a listing of jobs and apply for jobs, it's another pressing item that can certainly use your support. So once again, there's so many things that we can do here. If you like to drop your donations off, it's at Dr. Xuân Vu's office. If you like to communicate, share news, to share resources, jobs-wise, where to get funding, etc., you can contact Viet News USA at the number that we're displaying here as well. At the end of the day, as we've mentioned, the big stories and the big message that we still hear from the refugees is that they're grateful to be in the United States. They get food, they get a good night of sleep. But if we can help them overcome with the tactical items, as I've mentioned, jobs, basic necessities, they would be more than grateful. So once again, that's our message to you, and hopefully you out there can be part of this support system for the African refugees. Thank you.
Mời quý đồng hương hãy đến với nhà hàng Mekong Palace. Nhà hàng được bình chọn The Best Điểm Sống in Arizona với những món điểm sống ngon được mọi người mến chuộng như xíu mại, há cảo tôm hấp, chân gà nấu tương đen, bánh cuốn, bánh bao xá xíu, xôi hấp lá sen, vân vân. Ngoài ra, nhà hàng còn nhận đặt tiệc, catering tận nhà hoặc venue cưới. Nhà hàng Mekong Palace mở cửa từ thứ Hai đến thứ Sáu, từ 11 giờ sáng đến 9 giờ tối, điểm sống từ 11 giờ sáng đến 3 giờ chiều. Thứ Bảy và Chủ nhật, từ 10 giờ sáng đến 9 giờ tối, điểm sống từ 10 giờ sáng đến 3 giờ chiều. Nhà hàng Mekong Palace tọa lạc tại 66 South Dobson Road, phòng 120, Mesa, Arizona 85202. Điện thoại 480 962 0493 480 962 0493. Cảm ơn quý khán giả đã theo dõi chương trình song ngữ Cuộc sống quanh ta với Stephane Mộng Tuyền và khách mời. Chương trình phát hình vào mỗi tối thứ Hai hàng tuần trong khung giờ quen thuộc là 7 giờ PM giờ Arizona trên channel Viet News USA. Mọi đóng góp ý kiến cũng như tham gia chương trình, vui lòng liên lạc với chúng tôi qua số điện thoại 602 481 2647 hoặc theo địa chỉ email info.vietnewsusa@gmail.com. Chân thành cảm ơn. Chúc quý khán giả có một ngày thật là vui bên gia đình và người thân. Hẹn gặp lại quý khán giả trong chương trình tới. Và đừng quên bấm nút like, nút chuông để luôn theo dõi cũng như chia sẻ các chương trình của Viet News đến với mọi người. Have a wonderful day and see you soon.